welcome to Mind Over Matter, your go to destination for all things vibrant and inspiring. I'm Kayla, your host and the creator of Mind Over Matter, and today we are joined by the acclaimed fashionista, image consultant, and creative director Maria Cunier to discuss all things fashion. We hope you enjoy this video, and once again, to Maria, thank you so much for allowing for me to be able to interview you today. Now, let's get into the
My
video.
passion for fashion. I think I always had a passion for fashion since I was a child. I was very determined about what I want, which image I want to pass. I remember I was 2 years old. My mother always later telling me that she had 5 kids. I was the only one that always knew what I want to wear every day. And for her was quite interesting because my mother was always very she was always taking care of her appearance, but not in this exaggeration. It was more taking care of her skin, her hair, but not so much what she was wearing. So she was always surprised about that. And for me, the what shaped my passion for fashion is really like what shaped me my passion for life is love. Like I need to be in love with the project I'm engaging. I need to be in love with my client. It's almost, it sounds almost like some kind of love affair, but it's like I need to feel that when I say that my client has the same to say when we build an image is because it's almost like a love affair at that moment, and then I move to another project, is another love. So yeah, and for me it's always love, and I developed this, I think, very early in life, like the love for clothing, the love for the beauty of how what you're wearing can change the whole mood around you and the people around you, how they treat you, how they see you. I think it's sometimes it's amazing. Like I even test myself. Sometimes I go to a place that's in certain way that I know they will have a different impact, and sometimes I dress a different way, and the treatment varies. You understand?
Okay. And we've learned about your collaborative approach to styling where both you and your clients inspire each other. How do you maintain this balance, ensuring that the client's unique identity shines through while incorporating your creative experiences?
This is a thing, Kayla. I don't give it too much so not to do it. You understand? Because I give a lot of flowers to my peers. I think a lot of people are killing. Like I'm so in love with Chris Brown's looks for Paris Fashion Week. I think he's killing for above all. Like I can see everything. I give all the flowers to the stylist. But what I see in my industry, people has aesthetic and they reproduce in every client. It's almost like they only knows to paint a canvas in one way. And when I say collaborative, because I refuse to do that, I would never like it's interesting because sometimes the client wants to hire you based on your personal style. And I have been very almost like change my style all the time so that people can see I am capable to do everything if it's possible. You understand? So this is the reasons not to show off because I take care of my body or not to show is only to prove to people that I can do all the styles because a lot of clients has this misconception that you need, oh, I will hire her because she can do this. I can see how she dress. No, I will never dress you like you I dress myself unless you want this is your style too because can be, but not necessarily is. So the answering your question, I never give thoughts not to do it. And when I meet someone, I almost I mean I'm almost like I want to open a new book to read. And I don't come like, no matter how much things I know, the moment the person entering the room, or the moment the person sits, or the moment the person talk on the phone with me before our first meeting, I already know a lot about the person. But I try to throw everything out of the door and sit in front of the person, almost like I never heard, I never saw that person before. This was our first encounter, and very open, absorb what the person thinks. But sometimes is quite hard because I think what is a big problem in the society, people don't know who they are. They have an idea who they want to be, but they don't know who they are. So this is a core question for anything in life. You need to know who you are, even if you, it's not about styling, it's about being successful in anything you do. You need to know who you are so that you can task why this is so important, because you're unique. If you don't know who you are, your uniqueness, you'll never be able to go above the crowd. Like you will always be in the middle of the pack. And this will not create a lot of success. You will be just the average. You understand?
No, I actually very much agree with that because I'll say I I am a young college student myself, and I've noticed how a lot of us, well, some of us kind of do seem to not know our own true identity because we rely on maybe a celebrity's fashion sense or style. So we'll go based off of that from like a Pinterest pin or an Instagram post that do have like their little outfits that they wear. And if it's affordable for our budget, we're going to try to dress like them. When really, you know, when you're young, you really need to just try to find your own identity as well as what you like and what you don't like, rather than for you to be trying to follow after this one celebrity's sense of style, because in most cases they have a stylist. So it's you.
It's so true, Kayla. And do you know what's the big problem? Is because today I would say even my industry, like a lot of people feels like it's not even when you deal with. I love to project with people from the entertainment industry because I really like projects that I am in love now, and then I move to another one, I move to another one. I can find many loves during the year. You understand? I don't stay only with one love for one with a client. But the thing is, a lot of people they think they don't need a stylist because there's so much available online. There's so much they can copy from each other. I was with a person and with a record label. He started quizzing me about people that I like in the style, I don't like, why I like, I don't like. And he gave me several names. One girl, she stands out the way she dresses. But very rarely I saw her doing wearing something that I never saw before. And even when she did it, and she proclaimed she styled herself. And even when she did it, I will not say the name because I don't want to create any polemic, you understand? But the thing is, the only time she did something to me that I felt like was original, she didn't take the originality of her outfit to push to another level. You understand? Because she was wearing a very vintage Dior bag that instead make this bag the outfit all about that bag she was carrying. She decided to put it with a printed dress that crash with the bag. And then something that was extraordinary that she picked became ordinary. So this is the thing. And maybe for some college students, some people that don't have the visual training, and maybe they admire her, sometimes they are biased what she's wearing, you understand? Because they already admire her for many ways. That's completely truth. They should, you understand? She's trying on her own. This, but I think in this society, many times we discard the the benefits of a profession that has a different look. Even designers, sometimes they feel like they can style the whole collection. They don't understand Dior, Chanel, Givenchy, Balenciaga. They hire stylists to put the whole collection on the runway, because it's always important, this collaborative work that I always proclaim I want to always do with my clients, that you bring a different eye set for your world and let's create it together. But I understand when you have a small budget and you try to copy a celebrity. But I'm a suggestion for all of you that do this is try to make a point of inspiration. Try to make a point of, wow, I love what Beyonce is wearing, is amazing. But I'm not Beyonce. Maybe I'm not as tall as her. Not I don't have the head shape of body. Maybe so. Try to make like something that is for your own shape. You understand? Without discard. You understand? Like the idea of you still have the flowers. You can even give the flowers to her when you make your picture on the Instagram. Say, "Oh, was inspired by her," but not a copy because sometimes, like, first of all, you don't have her budget. Everybody will see, okay, she's wearing something cheap. That's reassemble like Beyonce wore. You understand? Like, and then instead of give you the flowers for trying something amazing because you were trying, you look things around, and they don't. They feel like it's not good enough, and make a lot of girls have a problem with self-esteem because they are never good enough because they are trying the hardest to be like that celebrity, the hairstyle, the clothing they are buying, but of course with a version more affordable because today is much easier because there's so many knockouts. A lot of companies that copy those big high-end things and make much more affordable. So today is much easier to do that, but you're never good enough because you just miss that mark. You understand? So instead of copy, try to find what I like the most. Yeah, I love shorts. So no matter, I'm going to wear shorts and I find a way to wear my way. You understand? If my legs are not good enough to have very short, maybe I will have Bermudas, maybe I will have up the knee, I will have capri. I will try to create things and feel comfortable because I think, Kayla, the most important thing in a look is how comfortable you are wearing that look. I have clients that demand things that they want to wear. I said, okay, I knew the person cannot carry, but the person we have to give. And then the person was so uncomfortable that we had to change the middle way of the shoot. And the photographer has to start over because very few pictures they could save because you could see it. You were not the clothes should not wear you. You should wear the clothes. This is the thing. The clothes should not stand up more, no matter what you're wearing, no matter which design you're wearing. You should always show through the clothing. Should be always the first thing we look at. Kayla wearing Versace. Kayla wearing Chanel. Kayla wearing Forever 21. No, Forever 21 wearing Kayla. You understand?
No, I
Or
definitely
Chanel wearing Kayla. You understand? Like, no, cannot be.
no, yeah, you're absolutely right. And we, well, your connection with music, especially working with artists like Rodney Malice, has been a significant influence on your career. How has the synergy between music and fashion inspired your creative spirit? And what role does it play in your work with emerging musicians, particularly those from Africa?
Africa for me is like I have a love affair with Africa. And for me, Africa is like some people cannot understand very much, but I have been advocate that before Afrobeat took the world, I am telling for 5 years straight, is Africa to the world. Africa is coming. Africa is coming because there is so much richness and the Africa culture that we don't even touch base yet. Sometimes I design it, go there, Geo goes there, South Africa, get some paint, get some fabric, some color, and mix. Wonderful. But there is sometimes I even don't understand why some designers in Africa decide to copy what's here. They don't create what is there. Like, you understand? I get it because they want to sell and see a lot of people want what is here, not what is there, because they're already used to. Sometimes when we see so much, we give less value. But it's so rich in many ways. And music is, I know Afrobeat, but there's so many variations of Afrobeat. There's so many variations of Afro pop, Afro trap, Afro fusion. And then they have the trap, the thing. So I love music. I cannot carry a tune, but I love music. And music for me is like is almost the same love I have for fashion. They influence and they move me a lot. So it's the same. I have to be in love with the song. I have to be in love. I have to be with passion with what we are going to do. And this for me emergence people, not only musicians, but people that start their career, they start. I have a love affair because I think when you can give the hope of you know who you are and where you want to be in such a young stage of your career is absolutely amazing. For me, like some people say, oh, which celebrity? Like, to be honest, I do not envy or I aspire to dress any big celebrity at all. I my inspiration every day is to dress people that I can change their life because the way I see my work, I think of course I would love to dress Cardi B because I think it even would be fun to dress her because she's very funny and Jamisu will be very demanding as well. But at the same time, she did so many things that you understand. Of course we will create something, but how can we create something that will make her so excited about, since she did so many things? For her will be next, 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 you understand? And I understand because she did everything and she got spoiled, even walk Balenciaga's runway. So she did everything. And one of the fashion week, she was there, the G of all designers. Everybody wanted to dress her. So she did everything. So for a stylist to come up with something that will excite her more than one moment, I think it's hard. And when you can start the brand and change, the excitement lasts. And I'm excited for the person. I like to see the person excited and growing. And what, maybe I'm too humble, but how can I contribute her for growth? She's already here. You understand? And I prefer start with someone here that I can see the impact of my work will make them propel forward. Like, this gives me more joy. It's not that I would not like it. Please understand me, people. It's not that I don't like the dress a famous celebrity. It's only that don't give me the same joy that if I dress someone that start. And this is what the love affair with emergency artists. And we work so many times. I even managed Malice career. You understand? It was so much fun. I learned so much because I love so much music and we had so much fun. But like everything in life, you understand? Like I feel like when I cannot contribute more, I need to move on. You understand? And this is what the work and between managing him and not, you understand? Because if I cannot contribute more for the growth of the person, I think we should be humble enough to understand and move on to other things. You understand? Everything has a start, a middle, end. You understand? And you start, middle, end with another thing, another thing. You understand? Like,
No, I definitely understand that. That's kind of like with any maybe job in a career that you would have, like, okay, you want to, with most jobs you start from this place and then as you like get promoted, okay, this is great, this is great, but then you're at the top maybe, and in some cases you're like, well, maybe it's time for me to venture out and do some things that I do want to do, but it's just I can't do it with this place. And it doesn't mean like, oh, this is horrible, I'm through. Like, no, it just means
Yeah.
you're going on a different path now. So that's okay. And also, personally, I've never been to Africa, but you
I
can.
never been either because I had a plan to go to Africa. The time before COVID hit.
Like, yeah, like I could say this. I was introduced to like Afro beats at like a pretty young age because like I remember my first time being introduced to Afro beats was from Sean Paul and Beyonce with their song Baby Boy. And then I used to watch this kid show on kids called Arthur, and Bob Marley's son actually sung the theme song to Arthur. So that's how I used to love that song. So that's how I got introduced to Afrobeat. But I find it amazing how like it's going now. Really, which it's always been here. It's just never been in the forefront, you know. But
Yeah, it's true, but we have to give it thank you to artists like I love Wizkid, but I we have to be thank you to Burna Boy and Davido because Davido is very marketing oriented and he pushes the thing to another level. You understand? And we have to give this good. And he made amazing album. The last album he made was amazing. I have to confess, I never had a love affair for Davido, but with the last album, I hear his whole album for 3 months straight. I was here whole day long. And I'm a little obsessive people with music. If I like something, I will hear the same music over again. I'm a little obsessive. And like I love Sade and R&B, and so I hear Sade for everywhere, anywhere I'm going. Sometimes when I have to get ready for photo shoot or something, they already know what I'm going to hear. They already put it because they know this is what I'm hearing. And no matter if the photo shoot is energetic or not, this is what I'm hearing. Even when I was doing a photo shoot for hip hop, I was not hearing a big or other hip hop artist. I was hearing Sade.
oh yes, yes, yes. My mom always played that music, like literally.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Definitely. Um, the fashion and entertainment industries can be quite competitive, and you've acknowledged the challenges with it. How do you navigate these challenges, and what advice do you have for aspiring talents who may be similar things?
I would say the way I navigate and the way I would suggest anybody to navigate, focus on yourself. Focus what you can do the best, and try to do as much you can networking. Like always come with a good attitude because you never know. I know sometimes it's hard. I like if you are a hairdresser, if you are a makeup artist, if you are a stylist, if you are designing, if you are a musician, if you are marketing, always try to come with a good attitude because you never know who you're talking with or who this person know. And I know that sometimes it's hard, and try to always be focused on you, not get bitter because many times it's hard. I know sometimes you feel frustrated because you're doing the most and get the last flowers. Sometimes you get disappointed because you didn't get the gig and you were better than the other person that got the gig. And believe me or not, this happening even now with me. But the thing is, I would say to you, never get bitter. Get the opportunity to learn from the situation. Okay, they don't have more talent than me, but what they have better than me? Because I'm sure they have something better. Because don't play down the other person, because I'm sure they have something better. Maybe they don't have the talent in fashion, in music that you have, but what they have better? Maybe what they have better is that they made the right networking that when you were not doing. Maybe because sometimes you can have the talent, but you don't know how to handle the situation. And maybe they know to handle the situation better than you, the pressure. So there's always a reason beyond that, the obvious thing, oh, the person is not as talented as me, but or the person only got because they knew someone. Okay, this is the start, but don't get bitter, and don't get bitter even with the person. So, and try to analyze what the person was better than you, because there's a point that the person was better than you because they got that position.
No, you're right. You're right. So, your dedication to promoting talented individuals and changing the narrative in the industry is truly for our audience interested in connecting with you. Could you share some insights into your social platform when exploring your portfolio and services?
What you asked me was all quartered, but I think I understood. You think how they can connect to me so that we can get to this start. So the best way, or you connect to me, because I don't. I'm sorry, but I never answer direct messages in Instagram because I get so many every day. People, it's stressful. So the best way you connect, like Kayla connect with me by email, and my email is IGM from my first name, the letter for my first name, Maria, M, Cunier, my last name, at gmail.com. And, or you can connect also through my website. There's another way you connect from my website, the real mariacunier.com. So this is the best ways to connect to me. And yes, I like to promote. I even one of the things I would say, the 2 points of besides the collaborative work I have with my clients, I like always to bring color as much as I can. And I also like to mix. I also like mix no well-known designers with well-known designers. I have
Happening. I'm so sorry. My apologies.
no, that's okay. No, that's okay.
Could you ask the question because I actually was listening?
No, I can repeat. It's not a problem. For the best way to connect with me, if you are interested for us to do some kind of the work, is by email. My email is ig, the first letter of my first name, Maria, M, my last name, Cunier, Cunier, at gmail.com, or through my website, therealmariacunier.com. You can go there and fill up a form and connect with me. This is the best way. I do not answer direct messages in Instagram. My handle is mcunier, but I don't hand direct messages there because it's too many every day. So any things you want to work with me, go from emails. And the reason I have this love affair for hands, but I love to mix in my work the high ends with no well-known designs and find new designs all the time. I mean, always looking, crave for new designs. And so because I do research every day, this is part of my work every day. I do research to find new people. So if you are new design and want me to get to know your stuff, please show me. I would love to connect with you because this is something that I crave about new people, because I think it's always important to bring new energy to the room, new things that with new visions of the same is always important. It's always important. So I crave a lot. And I would say, besides the collaborative approach I have in my work, I would say bring a color and new designs for my clients is one of my fortes, mixing the new designs with high ends or things well known.
Okay, okay. Also, my personal question would be for starters, I love your accent. Your accent is amazing. And I wanted to ask, has you being from Freedom, has that like fashion as well as when it comes to your creative design styling?
Of course, yes, yes, of course. Like I would say, the big impact when I was born in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and over there is a mix of people. Like people look at me, they don't know. I'm 15% of Africa. So in Brazil, we have a mix of all ethnicities. So this is very influential. This makes us more free when it comes to think about things because doesn't have the same Brazil with the same color of skin or the same texture of the hair or the same body type. Like, for example, I have two other sisters. They have a very different body type than me. One's very, I am 5'10". My older sister, she's 5'6", and my younger sister, she's 5'8". So I'm the tallest, and the curve all have a very skinny and very straight bodies. You understand? And I'm the only one of the three that's curvy. So even my family, not everybody has the same body. So this gives a little freedom when you think about the things. And of course, the wonderful opportunity I had to live 1 year in Paris, that was the best time. I started my career there, and also the opportunity I had to spend my days in museums and cafes and shops and enjoy the lifestyle. Of course, the lifestyle they can afford, you know, there's the facility that, because I didn't have a regular job, so I had a lot of free time on my hands, so I would use it the way as much as I can. And you also live near in Switzerland, that is another world in the sense, so was very influential for my career in the sense, like in terms of when I was born, the opportunities I had opened my eyes for different, and the people I met along the way always people network, like never be surprised who sits next to you or who anybody can influence you in that day in a positive way if you open for positivity. You understand?
Um, and just curious, do you have any favorite like Brazilian like artists that you do? I do.
I couldn't understand if I have a favorite artist that I'm working.
Or do you have any like favorite Brazilian musicians or artists that you like listening to?
Brazil. Oh, I like it. It's interesting. I like Brazilian music, and I like my favorite Brazilian singer called Maria Bethânia. Is she has a very melodic voice. She's my favorite. Like I am a fan. Like every time I'm in Brazil, I need to go anywhere in the country to watch her sing live, and I will be screaming for her. I'm really like really like a fan. But she's my favorite. But I love music, and I'm very open to all styles. I love Anita. Sometimes I listen to Anita, you understand, and dance, you understand. I love Anita, but for my more quiet time, I will be Maria Bethânia and many other singers. But I love Anita. I love the. I used to when I was at college. I used to, because when funk in Brazil became popular, they used to be in the slum, and then they took to a more expensive Paris. But there was one Friday night in a slum that brought all the college students to go up in the slum to what we call baile, the festival of this funk. And I used to go all the time. I used to go all the time, and I used to dance like crazy. People like the ass, like in funk we don't clap the ass. It's a little different. Otherwise, today they do all. Anita does everything in the stage, but in funk we don't really do that way. And especially in my time, they were not doing that way. They were not. The dance was more free. Of course, there was some movements that was very sexual, but was never the guy on top of the girl or behind the girl. It was very free. The girls and the boys, like almost. like separate, like we're not like physical contact, you know what I'm saying?
Man, now I'm gonna put on my bucket list one day. I want to go to. I really do because it seems like it's fun there too. Like,
Yeah, no, I super recommend. And if you ask for which time, I would say New Year's Eve. I have not been in every New Year's Eve in the world, but I would say the energy level of New Year's Eve in Brazil is absolutely amazing. Everybody dresses in white. Uh, if you in the sea, you see the waves and the wave of people in white and on the sand with the waves of the sea, and there's a lot of mix of the Afro religions at the same time on the streets. They have some kinds of rituals on the streets, on the beaches, and New Year's Eve. So the energy and the mix of cultures at the same night is unbelievable. I super recommend it. I think is absolute beautiful, absolute beautiful. Like it's no, I don't know. I have not been in every New Year's Eve in the world, but I believe you guys cannot bet the Rio or the Brazilian New Year's Eve. Cannot. The energy and the music, everything, the festivities, and listen, like, no, 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 no.
in closing, once again, we would like to thank Maria so much for joining us today and sharing her journey. And we will also like for our audience to check out Maria's website as well as connect with her on social media, all in which will be provided in the description below, as well as we would like that our Mind Over Matter audience stay tuned in for more interviews, and let's continue to discover, grow, and explore together. Thank you. Bye.